hard to believe that just over 12 months ago, this beautiful beach area was hit by a tsunami. How quickly they can get their feet back in the ground. The lucky ones obviously here survived. 70 kilometers further west from here, 1,000 people lost their lives, 70,000 were displaced. It's an unfortunate part of life here in Indonesia, but days like today, well, it's perfect.
Indonesia is in the Ring of Fire, which means that it's along a part of the Earth's crust that is prone to having earthquakes. Earthquakes can cause tsunamis. The moving of the Earth under the crust can also cause volcanoes. So in this last 2.5 years since the tsunami, there has been a major earthquake in Yogyakarta, the threat of a volcano erupting, several other small tsunamis, several other earthquakes, including earthquakes in Jakarta.
Oh my God, it's very horrible. We heard many scream, and then we heard many prayer. Then when it's our eyes shocked, and then our ear also shocked because, yeah, people, oh no, this one, the end of the world, and then so many victims, so many blood everywhere.
After any major emergency, the critical life-saving work is carried out by communities in the first 36 hours after disaster. Governments, NGOs and aid agencies cannot get there in that time, so all of the necessary life-saving and preventive measures after an emergency are conducted by the communities themselves.
Saat itu saya waktu kejadian juga sudah bangun dan ikut menolong para korban yang tertindih puing-puing di sini dan melarikan ke rumah sakit, bahkan sempat mengumpulkan warga agar siaga karena adanya kabar akan terjadi tsunami.
I would like to tell you the story of how our organisation began. I came here with Johnny in July 2006 to do the initial assessment for No Strings Island. While we were in Indonesia doing that particular assessment, there was this whole series of earthquakes which triggered a tsunami on the southern coast of Java, which killed quite a few people. As a result, we decided that disaster relief management was definitely a way that we could use our expertise and skills with puppetry to come up with a way of being able to educate people in this part of the world about how to recognise the signs of disasters and also to be prepared.
So behind this door here, the Henson Annex, No Strings has been able to put together the finest puppeteer team, quite possibly in the world together, for our Indonesian program. Come and have a look.
You can look a little further down if you want.
And then I'm just gonna... This show's one of 5 films that we're shooting. We're doing flood landslide, volcano, earthquake, tsunami, and then we're doing another one on peace building. This one is on tsunami. And we're setting up for the next shot where the little girl has banged on her bucket with a stick to warn the villagers that there's a tsunami coming.
That's right. Stop. Stay where you are. A tsunami is more than one wave. It's a series of waves.
The big thing about the tsunami is that the lesson is you move and you move fast. You don't grab anything. You go. Where should we go? So there are 5 films altogether with 5 different directors, each with his or her own style, but with the same backgrounds and same characters. So it's kind of interesting. It's like a mini-series, almost. So we're able to develop character as we go.
Here we go. In 3, 2.
That's strange. Where'd all the water go?
What we eventually decided to do was to teach basically by negative example. So we have a character named Tolo who is not very bright, and he gets it wrong.
Yeah, that's just what I envisioned.
Then there's a counterpart character who is the little girl. She's like the Girl Scouts, she's always prepared. She gets it right.
5, 4, 3, 2.
So it's all puppetry, full sets, fully realized in New York City in English, and it will go to Indonesia, to Jakarta, to be dubbed into 3 different Indonesian languages before it goes out to all the islands with 8 different teams.
Oh, that's the tsunami warning!
It's a big project for us, for No Strings.
Ini adalah desa Wanabolo, desa kecil yang indah. Penduduknya ramah, iya, sangat ramah, dan juga pintar.
Normally Indonesian is a bit longer than English, but they've made sure that it's completely in sync with the English version. They're absolute professionals.
That's perfect. I guess we can't have the picture over to one side. We're leaving a gap down the side where we have each film.
Bisa coba memperkecil gambarnya supaya di sebelah kiri ada garis di mana.
Something like that. There, yeah, that's it. So they did it in great time. 2.5 days done. So we come back. We'll collect the dub versions on Monday morning. Let's do it.
I think that's a very good idea because what happens is usually, Johnny, we do it along the Indonesia way. Indonesia, usually the government will come and they will sit for 1 hour. Then after the coffee break, they will leave.
This morning we've gathered here in the conference centre behind us to do a basic introduction on the various local partners, EDEP, Trocaire, JRS, and of course ourselves, No Strings. We had members of the local government here this morning where we introduced ourselves as well as showing the Tsunami film in Indonesian, so it was the first time the Indonesian version has been shown to an audience, where there's been a fabulous response.
Rika, Milena,
Sabta,
Pembry,
Sibang,
Georgina, Els,
Amanda,
Ronald,
Aliza,
Johnny.
Santi.
The workshops that have been conducted this week in Sanur have been a very interesting experience. Nothing has been really done like this before, and EDEP have brought members of their team from all over the country, and they're working with different communities on the ground.
The focus is not going to be on the message, the information about disaster relief or anything. It's only going to be on...
We're getting the puppets now.
So we'll have to
as important as the films themselves are, it's also up to the facilitators after the experience to interact with the children and really bring out of them what the film was trying to express.
Where is Tolo?
Tolo, he's in New York right now. He's resting.
I'm really thrilled by how excited and sort of into it everybody is. You know, you never know for sure, you know, when you're teaching any workshops, if people are going to, you know, stare at you blankly when you're talking to them about, you know, your passion for puppetry.
In order to feel comfortable creating a character and performing with it, you have to lay down a foundation of just some basic principles of having the puppet stand up straight, having the puppet look where it wants to be looking.
4, 5, 6.
There is a non-verbal element to puppetry that is able to communicate an important message. We put our puppets in danger, we put them in harm's way, and you see the result of a bad choice in some of the characters. In that way, it becomes a metaphor, it becomes a symbol.
Karena filmnya bagus dan pembuatannya sangat kreatif. Karena saya ingin semua keluarga saya bisa menjaga diri dari bencana alam.
Ada film kedua, judulnya tentang tsunami. Lagi sekali lagi. Tsunami.
Education in creative, interesting ways is key. We need to look at different ways to give the message to people.
This is such an innovative and creative tool. It's going to be very, very good for children, and through children reach the adults with the messages that we want to get through to them.